Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County.
The Chautauqua Center.
Are you looking for affordable medical, dental, or counseling services? The Chautauqua Center is always accepting new patients at their Jamestown and Dunkirk locations. They offer discounted prescriptions and accept all insurances. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey everybody, I'm Doc Hamels and happy Saturday. Woo, we made it through a hot week, didn't we? This morning I got up, it was like about 20 degrees cooler than it was when we went to bed. We had like two fans, one overhead and one coming right at us. It was like a wind tunnel. The dog, he was all like stretched out and cooling off. It's been an interesting week weather-wise, hasn't it? Well, it's been good for the farms. It's been good for our vegetable gardens. And last night we got the rain that we finally needed. Unfortunately, it put a damper on a few graduation parties I know. But nonetheless, we persevere. And I was checking out my garden today. I see a lot of people have a garden like I do this year. I don't know if it's because we're all hunkered down in our homes because of this COVID or what, but a raised garden. A lot of people have created these rectangular gardens about a foot up off the ground. And I'll tell you, I've never done one before, and my garden's like going crazy. The zucchini is taking over one half of the quadrant. It's like going over the fence, and the tomatoes are like on steroids, just doing great. So it's a fun thing to do, is to raise a garden. And where I live, we have real acid soil along the escarpment. And if you ever traveled through Ripley up in the along the northern ridge there, well, I guess it's southern ridge. I always get my directionality backwards. But lots of blueberry bushes, and wow, we've been picking already, and that's just on one bush so far. And so it's a good season for fruits as well. Not so much for peaches though. I don't know. I'd have to check with the other growers, but I know that the peaches are a little bit on the light side. Well, anyways, good morning, and glad you could join us here on Chautauqua Sunrise. I want to remind everybody that this is a show that's streaming live around the world. And if you are interested in contacting us, you can give us a call, area code 716-753-5225. Now, why would you want to contact us? Well, you can call us, and if you have a reason to say, hi, I'm down in Florida, I love your show, or something like that, or wish you were here, no. But if you have an announcement, you have a family reunion, your organization maybe is having a fundraiser, and a lot of the fundraisers they're doing outdoors so that they have that social distancing going on, so that's a good thing. It's free of charge. You can either call in and talk to me live, or the guys will write down on a piece of paper. Sometimes you see me swing over to the side and they hand me something. All right. You can leave a message on our Facebook page, anywhere along the line. We're just happy to share that information with you. Okay. I also want to say good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of our listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people. Thanks for joining us Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. If you can't check us out on Spectrum 1301 on TV, you can listen to us every Tuesday. How cool is that? So Jamestown, thanks for checking in with us. Okay, we got a great show in store for you coming up, and so I do encourage you to stick around. But remember, if you can't, I know you got things to do in the morning. We're on at 2 and 8 every day here on Access Chautauqua on Spectrum 1301, and you can also go to YouTube and find us if you need to. All right, now before I get to the general announcements, I gotta do a biggest shout out I've ever done on this show is to Brad Poole, who was on our show last week. If you recall, in last week's episode, Brad was getting ready to do this incredible human feat. And I'm telling you, incredible, because I've been tracking him all week. If you remember right, he was going to do a fundraiser, which was going to consist of running, remember what the heat was last week, through every town and village in Cattaraugus County, clocking over 266 miles. That started on Sunday. It was ending sometime this morning. So I got my fingers crossed somewhere along the line. He's finishing up. Maybe he'll call in because I gave him the number. So Brad, if you're out there, give us a call. If you read the daily logs, the temperature was over 100 degrees on the blacktop. I asked him if you ever had shin splints, and he ended up getting shin splints. Sorry about that. But that's, strains on different parts of your legs and things like that. And he was taped up. He had cramps. And on top of that, remember this, he has cystic fibrosis. 3 times a day, he has to wear a jacket to stimulate all the capacity in his lungs to get mucus moving and things like that. And he takes 50 pills, remember? And yet he got out there and he ran, and people were joining him. They had the fire departments in these various towns escorting him in and out of the villages and up in the hills of Cattaraugus County. I just do, again, final one, Brad Poole, you're my hometown hero of the year, man. You did a great job, and they're still collecting money for cystic fibrosis, so I know his goal was $100,000. I don't know where he's at, so I'm hoping he does call in, so we may get an interruption here, and I hope so. Anyways, so I have a few announcements to make, and then we're going to take a little breather, and then we have our guest who's anxiously waiting to come on. Okay, this is from the Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce. It's a long thing. I'm only going to summarize it. But this is from Todd Tranham. It says, in these times when you're likely finding it challenging to run your business, the Chamber of Commerce is watching out for your interest every day. Are you trying to figure out how to increase your sales by growing your customer base? I'm just trying to grow vegetables. Are you trying to connect your other business in the region? Do you need help with human resource and compliance? And a lot of this has to do with the COVID rules and regulations in that. They got the information there. Are some of the things I just mentioned challenges? If so, the Chamber is here in Chautauqua County to help you out. Okay? So, and then it goes on, but I'm going to summarize the last part. It says, when many businesses were partially or fully shutting down, the Chamber and MAST, the Manufacturers Association, stepped up to provide ongoing information services and assistance and advocate on behalf of the business community. In fact, the Chamber opened its database to temporarily provide online referrals for businesses that have not previously been members. The Chamber thoughtfully advocated for the reopening of our regional economy. Now, as many are back to business, not only do they need your help at the Chamber to ramp up, the Chamber needs you and your investment. The economic realities of the pandemic have impacted our economy. That goes without saying, right? As well as the organization. They're asking for your membership investment, as it will not only help your business, it helps support the overall local business community. And they respectfully ask for all local businesses to renew their membership investment. So they do a lot of good work, folks. They're here for you, and I know that they were a source of information when this COVID was really hitting their businesses all over the area and giving you guidelines. So good on the chamber. So try to support them. All right. Just in from Mike Ricketts, who runs the Chautauqua Area Habitat for Humanity. Okay, this is happening right now, and they were shut down, of course, like everybody else because of the pandemic. And I'm just going to open the, just give you the opening statement here. That says they're opening this Saturday, which is today, and will be following the procedures and practices outlined in the document that he's included here, which I'll just reference real quick. They'll be doing check-in and starting at 8:30, which is about a half hour ago. And they ask for early birds to refrain from entering the house before they're able to complete your check-in. It's been months since they were together, so initially they'll spend some time getting reacquainted and familiar with the new normal. Masks will be required. You may bring your own, or they'll have one you can use at that time. Hand sanitizer and hand washing stations will be also available. Spray sanitizer will be available for the porta potty and so on. Okay, so he gives a whole list of things here, but they're similar to many of the things that we all do, including here at the station. I mentioned it last time, we walk in with our mask. Everything is sanitized when we get here. We sit down. My guests are usually at least 6 feet apart from me, and we respect each other's social distancing and so forth. So we're all doing our job, and Habitat for Humanity, which is a really cool program where they renovate a house and help get a family into a new home. They're doing their job and staying safe. Okay, July 16th coming up this week. Talking about the Chamber of Commerce again, provides an opportunity for you to meet Congressman Tom Reed. This year the event will be held online at 8:30 Thursday, July 16th. Tom will be their guest and will answer questions from the audience. So if you're interested, give them a call and they'll hook you up. All right, that's the Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce. Okay, then, this is a real good, important one. The Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York and the Chautauqua Center are partnering to do a mask giveaway. Now, the Office for the Aging did one yesterday over in Mayville and Dunkirk, but this is a second one. This is a different one. And listen, hundreds of free cloth and disposable masks will be distributed to the community on Friday, July 17th. Okay, next Friday, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The giveaway event will take place at the Pavilion on the corner of 3rd and Park in Dunkirk. So 3rd Street and Park Avenue in Dunkirk. The location marks the future site of the Chautauqua Center's new health center. Wow, they're really expanding. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York has partnered with the center to offer the supplies on a first-come, first-served basis. Anyone can pick up masks for themselves and their families. People are welcome to walk or drive up to the event. In addition, other health information giveaways will also be available. Any questions, give them a call at 484-4334 or I see extension 1349. Okay, again, 484-4334. 1349 is their extension, and it's our friend Sarah Gilbert. All right. Now, we've talked about this before. There's a slide for this one, I believe, number 15, I hope. PAX Tools webinar. What is it? Okay, this is going to be held on July 14th, Tuesday, and Tuesday, July 21st. Once registered, a link to join the training will be sent to you by email. Okay, so this is an online program. PAX, P-A-X, Tools is a collection of evidence-based, trauma-informed strategies to improve cooperation and self-regulation with youth. Those are kind of mighty words saying getting along with your kids. The webinar will focus on the science of each strategy and how to use each technique in your home and with your children. 97% of the participants trained in PAX Tools found it to be very helpful. All right. And there's the information right there for you. And I'm looking for her phone number. This is through Prevention Works. They're in the phone book. There used to be CASIC, and I do, let's see. Oh, I think here's one. I believe this is, nope, that's a different one. Sorry about that. I don't have the phone number for it. All right, let's keep on moving on. So that's coming up. There's another one coming up. Family and Caregiver Support Group, again with PAX Tools Edition. This is going to be held on July 23rd from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. What's the purpose of this one? To provide a welcoming environment for parents, family members, and other caregivers of individuals with developmental disabilities to meet, share experiences, ask questions, and receive support. Families that have children with a disability often feel isolated. They feel like they don't know who to talk to, but you get parents together, and it's a good time to share your thoughts, your feelings, your frustrations, and helps you sometimes to parent a little better. You want to reduce conflict, have better relationships, help your child manage their own behaviors? You need PAX Tools. How's that? That sounds like a commercial. PAX Tools is a collection of evidence-based, trauma-informed strategies to improve cooperation and self-regulation with your kiddos. They draw on decades of science to create strategies that support parents, youth workers, and other caregiver adults to create a nurturing environment that ultimately helps kids thrive. Okay. I'm assuming this is the same number for the other announcement I made. Give a call at 332-4170. 332-4170. All right. And a couple other things real quick, and then we're done. The 7th Annual Family Fun Days. We've been talking about this for quite a while, but it's coming up here relatively soon. It's at the Chautauqua Center. Just mentioned them, one of our underwriters here is planning their 7th Annual Family Fun Days to take place this summer. They're going to have their popular format, hosting 2 events, one in Dunkirk on Wednesday, August 12th, and one in Jamestown on August 13th. So mark your calendars. We'll talk to you more about that as it gets closer. Again, Dunkirk is on August, 12th, and Jamestown the 13th. Okay, and let's see here. Hang on a second. Okay, Prevention Works is going to have their annual Chevetta's Chicken Barbecue. Is originally scheduled for the 23rd of June. Done. It was changed and rescheduled for August 5. It's a barbecue fundraiser. It's going to be held from 11 to 2 p.m. at the Chautauqua Mall over on Fairmont Avenue. Dinners are $12, include a half a barbecue chicken, macaroni salad, potato salad, and a roll. Sounds good. Drive-through, takeout only, cash only, or at event, or purchase your tickets online. Okay, and again, this is being provided by Prevention Works, and as you can tell, they're doing a lot of good work for communities and families and so forth. More questions, give them a call, 664-3608. Again, 664-3608, August 5, Cool Barbecue. And then mark your calendar, the Chamber of Commerce has their annual golf tournament, and it's going to be held on August 27th. So if you're interested in that, give them a call. All right, that's it for now. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
I never thought I could be brave enough. I'm not trained to do that kind of stuff. But I decided to take the first step.
Is there a fire in you? Volunteer at www.fireinu.org.
Boy, that is a really important ad that we just ran there, a little announcement. A lot of our fire departments certainly need volunteers, and if you are interested at all, you can just go down to the fire hall sometime, especially when they have their meetings, like in Ripley, they're on Tuesday nights, and talk to them and see what it is and how to get involved. Boy, I'll tell you, there's been times where I was really happy to know that our fire department was available. I ended up in a ditch one time sideways in my truck, and I looked up and there was Mark Smith, the chief of the Ripley Fire Department, and just to see a friendly face and know that you're going to be okay means a lot. And they're lifesavers, and they do a lot of advanced life saving and paramedics and all kinds of good stuff, and put out fires and help you out, and the car goes off the road, and just you name it, they do it. So if you have an inkling to do that, you too could be a volunteer fire person. So check it out. Okay, getting rid of my cough drop here. In the morning, sometimes I got my gravel in my voice. Okay, I can't even remember when I ran into my guest, and I want to think it was around Christmas time. And we were talking, and I don't know if she said, I want to be on your show, or someone said, you should get her on your show. And I said, well, yeah. And what are we going to talk about? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. I want to welcome to the show a local author who's really a lot of fun to be with. And her name is Shannon Reber Seachrist. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning.
How are you?
Okay, how are you?
So, as you can tell, I'm pretty okay, as long as I can talk and look at the camera correctly and
Get your cough drop out of your mouth?
get my cough drop out of my mouth, because you don't want me having that shoot across the studio. Could you imagine that, Justin? Ding!
Ooh.
Anyways, Shannon, help me recall, where were we? We were down at Jack's Barcelona Drive-In, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it.
And-
Yeah, it was the shop that Julie put in there, a pop-up shop. For when she was closed during the winter. And I heard your voice and went, I know that voice, but I don't know where from. And then somebody said your name.
Ding! So who was it that suggested it? Was it you or was it Karen? I can't remember. Somebody.
It might have been me.
Could have been.
I don't even know.
Well, nonetheless, here we are. But that was 8 months ago. But I think I said to you, let me know when you do something. And do you remember what it was?
Published my 50th title.
Did it happen?
Yes, it did.
Oh my gosh. You have published 50, well,
50 titles.
50 titles.
Titles.
What does that mean versus 50 books?
It's 27 novels, 12 short stories, 5 anthologies, and 6 novellas. There we go.
Oh,
That's it.
good. You just
So
give me all kinds of things to ask you.
Yeah, so if you can do the math, I'm fairly certain that's 50. Fairly certain.
Wow. That's
I've miscounted a few times.
okay. So that's where our story begins for you and I. Down at Jack's on a winter day, as I recall. And, I had never heard of the term pop-up before. And now with the pandemic, there's that term is becoming really popular. I can say it. And did I just say popular? I've been listening.
like
I've been watching TV too much. These pop-up places are like little food vendors or crafters, and people getting outside so they can have that social distancing, and so you don't have to come in. So it's just creative ways people keep their businesses going. I also see you other places too, down at the farmer's market, right?
Exactly. This year we're doing a book booth. So it's, I think 5. I'm not very good at the counting thing. It's local authors. Karen Cockram, she does photo books. She's got a children's book coming later this summer. And she's got a poetry book already out. Then Ed McClanathan, he's from Fredonia. He's got 2 children's books, and I'm not entirely sure what his newest book is about, but it's adult fiction. It's he said it's something to do with time travel or something along that line, but I can't find it on Amazon.
Not yet.
It's driving me crazy. Let's see. Then we've got Don Darling.
Don Darling, the Westerner.
And we're supposed to have Charles Freedom Long, but he decided to pull out because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
He writes sci-fi.
Cool. I don't know if you ever heard of Bill Parker. He's from up in the Buffalo area. He was on the show, and he's won a lot of awards for his sci-fi stuff.
Very
and he
cool.
gave me one of his, and I just sat there going like, whoa. It's like, and we'll get into this in a little bit, but when you start getting into somebody's mind when they're writing, it's like, whoa, this is a very interesting place to be.
It's sometimes scary.
And that too. It's like, where did this come from? But cool stuff. So before we get more into where you are right now on things, I want to just say, I think I've talked to some people lately, and for whatever reason, they're getting back into reading books. They're riding bicycles, they're growing vegetable gardens, and they're reading books because it's pandemic. Can't go anywhere. So what a great time. What a great time for you to be on my show. So, Shannon, I really don't know much about your background, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Born in Missouri.
You're from Missouri? Where in Missouri?
Columbia. My dad was going to Mizzou.
Okay.
at the time. Let's see. Then we moved to Tennessee, so I still have a twang in there actually.
I
from
hardly
my southern
noticed
state.
it.
It only comes out occasionally.
Okay.
Let's see, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Minnesota, Michigan, now here.
Why all the moves?
My parents are, they're always looking for something better when I was a kid. So the moving was part of that.
Okay. Okay. My dad was born in Missouri. He was from St. Louis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did all my
been
family
through there
genealogy and discovered, I think it was a couple of my uncles and my dad were both born there, and then they moved, back east this way, so it's a long story. But anyways, so we have a connection there.
Hey, almost all of my dad's family, my mom's family too, is from Joplin. Joplin, Missouri.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what brought you to these parts?
My husband.
He-
Married the guy and he brought me here.
Where was that he found you?
He found me in Pennsylvania.
Where in Pennsylvania?
We lived in Sayre, Pennsylvania.
I don't know.
It's along 86. It's about 3 hours from here.
All right, so
along
towards
86.
Williamsport, out that way?
No, Williamsport is south-ish,
Okay.
I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
It's along 86.
All right.
Just before Binghamton.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Wait a minute.
There you
Got
go. Now I gotcha.
it. And what was the name of the town?
Sayre.
Sayre. S-A-Y-E-R? Something like
R-E,
that?
I think.
R-E. Okay, the other way. Okay.
But I was 3 years old and he was 9, and he was at my 4th birthday party. And I told my mom when I was 3 years old that I wanted to marry him, and 17 years later I did.
Are you kidding?
Nope.
How cool. I don't think you know these folks, but Mark and Tanya Wilson, they were in the kindergarten class right in this building, I believe it was. They went to school in Mayville, went their separate ways, and then years later reconnected and got married. So how cool is
That's
that?
very sweet.
So you were childhood sweethearts?
No.
No.
He liked my sister.
Oh.
The beautiful older sister.
Well, I know Joel, and so I'm sure it all worked out well. So now, how'd you get to Westfield?
Him. He worked for Jack Beckman when we first came here.
A lawyer, attorney.
Indeed. And then now he's by himself.
Okay, very good.
So.
All right, so we know you are from Missouri, that you met your husband in Sayre, Pennsylvania at a very young age, but that doesn't tell us anything about how you got to be a writer, an author. What do you call yourself? I mean, people ask me because I do some writing, and I don't know, I'm a columnist. I don't do books so much.
Okay.
So what do you classify yourself as?
I don't care about the title. I'm a writer, I'm an author, I'm the weird chick who is always in front of her laptop. If you call me that, I might be a little offended though, just a little, only a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I just have a breaking news here that just came through my earpiece. Brad Poole raised $41,000 for his cystic fibrosis run so far. So that's almost halfway. So wow, good on you, Brad. So how do we know that, Jeff? Was that online? Yeah. Oh, Mark Wilson posted. Okay, they're good friends. Okay, great. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. All right, back to you. These things, this happens all the time here.
That's amazing. Good job, Brad.
Yeah. Okay, so you're in Westfield. When did you start the writing? Was this as a child? Or?
Sort of as a child. I told people this. I've told people this before, but I was a liar as a child.
A liar?
I was a liar. I was a terrible liar.
As in not telling the truth, or
correct.
Or someone out in the woods like an outlier?
No, not well. That too sometimes. But once I got older and realized the damage I was doing by always lying, I started writing.
Oh, so
And
is it true that you're a writer?
Oh yes,
All
I
right.
swear. Look, it's
There's
true.
the proof. All right.
There is proof.
So did you ever get to the root of the lying, or was it just storyteller?
Well,
To me, lying is sometimes telling stories.
Exactly. But I was massively insecure, and I created worlds where I felt more attractive or less disabled, I suppose. And yeah, so and then I stopped, and life is better when you tell the truth.
It's a lot easier, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Now, we talked a little bit earlier in the beginning of the show, and you said you were comfortable with me bringing this up, so you just opened the door for me a bit. and as far, we'll go in as far as you want to, but you said less disabled. Now, I'm talking with you, and I don't think anybody's going to know what you're talking about here.
I'm legally blind.
Legally blind.
I'm also a type 1 diabetic, which is a far greater disability.
Really?
It's a pain in the tuchus. But I'm an albino. My vision sucks, and I've always been very, very insecure about that.
Well, I could see why.
Yeah. And I finally reached a point where I don't care.
There you go.
And
Good for you.
I'm much happier this way.
Well, good. You know, this is real interesting. We broke the news about Brad with cystic fibrosis, and that's a huge sickness. And now you're telling me that you have diabetes and so forth, and yet you've done all this. I mean, good on you. I mean, you're inspiration to me right now.
Ah, well, hey.
Very cool.
Yeah, just don't lie. That's the only rule. You're not allowed to lie.
All right.
Okay. Don't.
So, can you talk a little bit about albino? I mean, that's not a term that people know very often. I mean, you walked in the door, you look like a blonde person to me. That's all. I mean, I don't know.
It's the eye makeup.
Oh.
If I didn't wear eye makeup, you would be able to tell easily.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just lack of pigmentation, and then it messes with your eyeballs and
the retinas
makes
and the cones and the rods in the back of the retina.
Correct.
I remember I tossed some of this stuff. So
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, just hide from the sun as much as possible.
So not a vampire albino.
Only sort of a vampire.
So okay, so it seems to me that's been sort of your inspiration, creating worlds and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that is sometimes the juice, the gist that makes us do what we do, isn't it? In writing. And I get it. I really do. So when you said you were creating other worlds, like what?
It wasn't not exactly what it sounded like, but I don't want to tell you any of the lies that I told.
That's
but,
okay.
I mean, the worlds that I create now are actually different worlds and places to escape reality. That's the whole point of writing for me, is getting away from the reality that I'm not 100% fond of, but I have accepted.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's an escape. I am an escapist.
Okay. And I think we all need that, don't we, from time to time? I mean, it's a tough time we're all living in right now for a variety of reasons. So when did you get to be serious about your writing?
It was shortly when we first moved here. I worked at the nursing home. It was the Waters of Westfield back then.
I remember that.
I don't remember what it is now, actually.
Absolute.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I worked there. I worked there for a couple of years, and then I needed a change, and I couldn't find another job, and I started painting. And so I painted for several years, and then I realized that I had stories in my head that still needed to come out. So yeah,
Were you painting rocks?
Yeah, shale.
Yeah. I saw you at the farmer's market. Okay.
Exactly.
I remembered something about that. Okay. Well, that wasn't that long ago.
It's not too long. No. This year is actually the first year that I haven't put shale paintings in the park.
Okay.
And that's just because I don't have enough muscle to carry all of the shale and all of the books.
Wait a minute.
And yeah.
You need a roadie.
I know.
That's what, people say, oh, it must be because we talk about being musicians in my world, and they say, oh, it must be a great life to be out there playing. I go, no, not always. Just like you said, it was going to schlep all those rocks and those books. It's tough. It's all that setup and the takedown, right?
Exactly.
Oh, boy. So what were your themes with your painting?
Always landscape. I mean, I did some abstract, but I've never been I don't have an abstract mind that much for painting.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
For like what I always tell people is art was like the dream. I paint what I wish I could see. So I would paint in as much detail as I possibly could, and create what I wish I could see.
What do you wish you could see?
Everything. But never will. So
that's how it is, you know.
Exactly.
And we were talking before the show. Like I said, I had a condition with my eyesight, and there's times where it gets to be an issue for me.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to you, but
not a comparison.
no comparing whatsoever.
No.
But and I don't want to belabor this, but is having been an albino, is that a really common thing, or do you know anything about that?
We are 1 in every 17,000.
Wow.
But I don't know. That's just a number that I saw a while ago. I don't know if we're more or less common these days.
Right. Well, you look like you're doing just fine so far.
Survived.
Survived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband hasn't killed me, so we're all good.
Now, what does your husband do?
Lawyer.
Liar or lawyer?
Oh, sorry. Attorney. He's an attorney.
Attorney.
Yeah, sorry.
So that's why he can't kill you, because he knows he can't get himself out of there.
He probably could, actually.
I know. I've known your husband.
Don't give him ideas, please.
I've known your husband for a while.
Me too.
You too. Oh my God. Stepped into that one, didn't I? He was in Rotary years ago with when I just started, and then he disappeared. So I got to get him back in.
Yeah.
Joel, if you're listening, got to get back into Rotary. Okay, on to the books now.
Okay.
All right. So thanks for sharing a lot of that personal information.
Not a problem.
But you know, I think it's that stuff that's important. That it's the story behind the story, isn't it?
Exactly.
All right. So tell us a little bit about any of the books. Let's talk about the series. You have a book here today. Let's start with that one. Why don't you hold it up for the camera, and Justin, do her well here. Do her justice. Get her right in there. Okay.
I actually brought this for you. So
thank you. But hold it up. Let's talk about
it. Did I not?
Okay. There we go. Yeah, you got to wait till all right. The Girl in White. It's called Volume 1, A Madison Meyer Mystery. Oh, see, there we go with the alliteration by Shannon Reber. So you go by Reber. How come?
Because my husband told me to.
Okay. So if you get sued, he doesn't get
Pretty much. I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but it was a basic idea that I had quite a few years back. It was a terrible writing job, just FYI. But I started out with the basic idea that I first came up with, and I went, I've started writing fantasy. I would really like to use this story, but I want it to be fantasy. Mm-hmm. So I found the Woman in White. Do you know this urban legend?
Is this a ghost?
They are ghosts, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the there's several different versions of the myth, but one of the myths that worked for me was a woman who her husband was unfaithful to her, I believe it was husband, and she kills herself because of this, and her spirit comes back and kills unfaithful dudes. So I took this myth and I wrapped it around the mystery that I had started quite a few years back. Okay. And it turned into probably my favorite. It's my second favorite.
Okay.
Second favorite. So yeah, it's a murder mystery wrapped around a ghost story.
Cool.
I think so too.
Oh, very cool. Right up my alley. I love that stuff. Okay.
And yeah, so Woman in White, Girl in White. There you go.
Oh, okay. There's the connection. All right. And what's the main character's name?
Madison Meyer.
Oh, that's the Madison Meyer part.
Exactly.
Madison Meyer. Okay. Like I told you, I get some of these announcements in the morning. It's like, oh my God, my tongue is like in knots. Okay, so Madison Meyer. So this is volume 1. So
That's volume 1.
How far did it go?
I have 9 books and, hold on.
I'm not going anywhere.
6, 7, 8. Either 8 or 9 short stories in this series. I can't remember.
That's okay.
8. I think there's 8. Yeah, ish.
Okay, so I'm a little lost on that. So you have 9, wait a minute, you said
There's 9 books.
9 books, but they're short stories as well?
As well, yes.
How's that work?
It's the story between the stories,
Okay.
or the book that the anthology that I have the short stories in. I had a bonus story that is tells the story of how the paranormal investigator that Madison now works for, how he got his start.
Oh, I get you now. So
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, like an addendum type thing. All right.
Yeah,
All right. All right.
But yeah.
All right. I was a little confused on how the short stories and the 9 volumes worked out. So is the series done?
No.
Oh, it continues, never done.
It will never be done. Madison Meyer will be 97 years old, solving mysteries in her nursing home. Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Okay, so I told you before the show, I keep alluding to this, we had a conversation prior to this, that I've had a number of authors here, writers. How does this work for you? Let's see if it's any different than some of the other folks that told me. In other words, how do you get from this is a cool idea to handing me a book? How's that all work?
Honestly, it's exceptionally easy these days.
Okay.
I'm an independent author. I publish through Amazon. I think the publishing industry is bunk, personally. Sorry, please
Hey,
forgive me.
you're not the only one that says that.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, I can. Let's see. I charge $12.99 for this book. There are. I charge 99 cents at this point for my ebooks, and for a traditionally published book, they're between $10 and $15 for an ebook. That's ridiculous, and publishers also take 90% of your profit.
Oh boy.
I'm not going there. So I didn't even try. I went directly to Amazon, and honestly, writing was no issue. I'm a little teensy bit antisocial, so I sit on my couch and write, and get pestered by my cats occasionally to feed them or whatever.
It's been 3 days. You gotta fill the bowl.
Exactly. Hey, did you know that I'm here? Hey.
How many cats do you have?
3. It's not my fault.
It happens.
I told my husband I wanted a dog when our 3rd cat died, and about a week later he comes home and he's got this pet carrier with him, and I was like, oh my gosh, you got me a dog. He's like, not exactly. So yeah, that's the 3rd one, and they're good company, and I don't have to take them for a walk, which is nice.
Okay.
It works out.
Great.
I
Okay.
like all animals, so I'm cool with that.
So with Amazon, you submit your work to
It's KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing.
KDP. Okay. The reason why I ask is sometimes there's people that might be listening right now that's an aspiring writer, and we want to keep the good stuff going here in Chautauqua County.
Exactly.
All right. So you submit it to them, and then they just put it all together for you.
Sort of. They have a far better system, in my opinion, than other places. Barnes and Noble, I have tried them before, but it's difficult. Amazon makes it easier,
Okay.
and yeah. So
All right. So you write your book.
write your book.
Does anybody ever say, "Man, this really stinks"?
Oh, there's always those people who say things like that.
But I mean, like before you publish, you do have
Oh.
somebody for feedback say,
Oh yeah.
I say, Shannon, I
Beta
need to tell you
readers.
this. Yeah. So how's
Beta
that work?
readers are very helpful. You give the document to someone or several someones, and they tell you the problems, and you either fix them or you choose not to fix them.
Okay. So you're in control of the final product then?
Exactly.
All the way.
Nobody tells me what to do, which is both a good and a bad thing.
So you have this series, and who's it targeted to?
Honestly, anyone. The main character is 17 when it starts, but she's 19 now, and I mean, she's there's romance elements, but it's not a romance. I mean, they're paranormal mysteries. It's whoever likes anything that's not of this world.
All right.
So there you go.
So as far as people listening right now, would this be an appropriate thing for them to buy, for instance, like their 15-year-old?
15, yeah.
Okay. Somebody in high school would
Yeah,
be okay.
I would definitely say that's
Okay.
fine. My other books are probably more appropriate for high school kids.
Okay. We'll get to that in a minute. All right. So Miss Madison here, she's going to keep on going into
Oh, heck
forever,
yeah.
and you're going to keep writing on her.
Yes, I
So there's a world out there that says, the paranormal is like not good. We should stay away from it. Have you had any of that criticism?
I haven't, no.
Okay.
See, for me, it's all fantasy.
Right.
I don't actually believe in ghosts.
Okay.
I don't believe in pretty much anything. But that I use myths and legends, and
Gotcha.
it's fabulously fun.
Okay.
And the Helm of Awe, it's on my earring. It's a Norse symbol of protection, and I don't believe that it's a symbol of protection, but I use it in my book
Gotcha.
just for
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
and because it
They're
works.
historical things. And,
Yeah, exactly.
All right, like the Hammer of Thor and things like that. Yeah.
I haven't done the Hammer of Thor, but now I kind of want to. Thank you for the idea.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So right now, like I watch TV like everybody, and because we live on the escarpment, we can't even get this show because we don't have cable.
Really?
Yeah, we're too far up in altitude there. But anyways, but there's a lot of paranormal shows, and this and that. So do you ever foresee this becoming like something on TV?
I think they'd butcher it. Every book that I've seen made into a TV show or a movie, it just they destroy the book.
Right.
They destroy the story.
You're right. They did it to Harry Potter. Okay.
Yes, they did. Oh.
All right, we got to take a breather here because I have a phone call. You ready? All right. It's a good person. It's a nice person. Okay. Okay. Nice person. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc. This is Linda Spalding. Good morning, Shannon. It's so great to see you on the show, and congratulations for being an author of so many books. You've got a new customer right now.
Thank you.
Now, you self-publish, is this correct?
Correct.
There's a lot of authors, a lot of famous authors who are now published authors who had to publish their own books. And the one I really like to mention is Stephen King. When he went to a publisher, they told him, nobody wants to read those horror stories. So, congratulations. Now, how long have you been writing?
I've been writing for probably 15 years. Writing seriously 15 years, but I've been publishing for 5 years.
I see. Well, congratulations. And you go through Amazon?
Yes.
Uh-huh. That's a very good source for literary publications. I know a lot of people use it.
Indeed.
Well, I'm going to have to get your series, your books, your anthology. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so here's where I jump in. So, Shannon, how would Linda get your books?
The easiest way is to go on the search bar on Amazon and just look up Shannon Reber.
Okay.
But you can look up Madison Meyer. I do have a Amazon link if that would help.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought of getting your copies of your publications at places like the Chautauqua bookstore?
I haven't thought of Chautauqua yet. I intended to, and then I'm a little forgetful.
How hard is that, Linda?
Very easy.
Okay.
There's a lot of published authors in the Chautauqua bookstore.
I will totally try.
Lots of them.
Is there someone she would talk to?
I think she would talk to somebody at the Chautauqua bookstore.
Just whoever works there. Okay.
I'm going to write it down right now.
Earl. She would talk to Earl.
Earl. Okay.
Earl.
He's the manager of the Chautauqua bookstore.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Earl Rothfuss.
Okay.
Just ask for Rural, but Earl, E-A-R-L.
Earl.
It's Rothfuss, R-O-U-T-H, I think S-U-S.
Okay.
But just
Thank
ask for
you.
him and tell him that you would like to put some of your publications there.
Thank you.
I think it would go over big here.
Super.
Yay.
So,
Thank you.
and you don't know this, Lynn and I do this every week. We match people with jobs or whatever. whoever I don't know, Linda knows.
Well, you know, I have a neighbor. She comes in the summer. She's a daughter-in-law of my next-door neighbor, and she writes a series of Chautauqua murder stories.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if her name is Deb Pines, and it's all about Minnie Goldman, who was like a sleuth. She's kind of like Miss Marple or Jessica Fletcher, and she solves these Chautauqua murder mysteries. and she combines. They're very interesting. They're really a lot of fun.
Cool.
And she combines some local tidbits, rumors and stuff in her stories, and it's kind of fun to read it because. If you live in the area, you recognize certain incidences.
That's always fun, isn't it?
And she does her publications online, of course, and she has books at the bookstore. All of her books are there, and then she has a meet the author party.
Oh yeah.
She invites people to come and meet them and sign her books. So you might want to consider something like that. I'm sure there'd be a very interesting market here.
Excellent.
Sweet, thank you.
Super. Thanks, Lynn. So before we got to move on here, tell me about what's going on in your world right now at work.
Well, right now I'm getting ready to go and do my safety checks on my host sites. My people are anxious to get back to work, and I do have different job openings, and I'm looking for people, and we are getting some extra money from our funding source, Senior Service America, to put extra people on. So it's a great time.
All right.
To call me. And the best way to get in touch with me, of course, is 753-4471. But because people are not always there at the receptionist desk because of the health situation with the pandemic, they should call my direct office line, 753-4856, until everything gets back to usual.
Excellent. Lynn, always good to talk to you, and I appreciate you sharing that information with Shannon.
Thank you.
It's all of us connecting together and doing good stuff here in Chautauqua County. I love it.
Oh, thank you. And Shannon, I'm really excited about your possibilities. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Everybody stay cool.
Yeah. Now that it rained a bit, thank you. Okay, have a great weekend. Thanks, Lynn.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, super. Okay, well, there's the lead for you, huh?
Sweet, thank you.
But that's what this show's about. It's about Chautauqua County, the good stuff, and connecting people. You mentioned Anthology. I generally know what that means, but how about for our listeners and viewers, what's an anthology?
It's a combination of books. The 5 that I have is a trilogy that is in one book rather than in 3. Or the short stories is it was 4 short stories and then a bonus, so 5.
Okay.
Let's see. It's just putting things together into one book.
Okay, and then you mentioned a novella.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a short book.
Sounds like a star in the sky. A
Oh,
novella.
it totally is a star. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, it
so
is.
it's a what now?
It's a short book.
A short book. Like how short?
Like 10 chapters.
That's a short book. 10 chapters.
Yeah.
What-
I mean, the average is 20-ish.
Okay.
So yeah.
10 chapters still sounds like a book. Okay.
It's a short book.
It's a short book?
It's a short book. see?
Where does your story take place?
Which one?
Madison.
Madison is in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yes, she is.
Do you use any of the local
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that one.
In book 3, which is actually my favorite of the series.
All right.
I use I've actually used several, but they're local legends. So I actually just found it on Google. But it's The 13 Bends is the name of the book. And so there's several different versions of this, like with all myths. But the one that I used was an orphanage burned down, and they say that on this particular road there's 13 bends on it, and if you drive the road with If you drive the road with baby powder on the hood of your car at night, you will actually hear screams and there will be handprints in the powder. Why you would do this, I have no idea.
Shannon, this is show 314. I have never had anybody suggest doing that here. I gotta try it. You put baby powder on the roof of your car and you go through the 13 bends, you'll have handprints on your roof.
That's what they say. But I don't believe this stuff. Okay. So to me, it's just.
And where's this, in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I don't remember the name of the road now.
That's okay.
You have to read the book
I
to
gotta
find
read
the
the
name
book.
of the road. Ha ha.
Well, I do like stories that have local connections and things like that.
Yep.
Have you written anything from Chautauqua County?
I haven't yet, but I plan to.
Okay. All right, great.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting down here on time, about 2.5 minutes left. This has been fun. It really has been fun. So, future projects, what are you working on?
Right now, it's sort of a horror-ish. It's called Hide and Go Seek.
Does it involve baby powder?
No baby powder involved. No baby powder. But what the bad guy takes 2 people, he kidnaps one and he makes the other person find them. This bad guy is a supernatural being, which
you don't believe in, but
I don't believe in, but I still like.
You're kind of a scary person.
I know, I really am. You have no idea.
Obviously.
Wait till you read the book.
Wait till you read the book. And when do you think that'll be coming out?
I'm almost done. It could be a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay, coming right along here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, always feel free to send me a note and let me know when your books are coming out. And we'll talk about it here. We'll announce it. Okay.
I like that.
All right, we got about a minute left. So, how about letting people know where your books are going to be and how they can get them?
My books are always on Amazon. Like I said, if you just put Shannon Reber into the search bar on Amazon, you will find a bunch of titles.
50 of them.
50, yes. But I'm also at the farmers market in Westfield on Saturdays during the summer. I plan to have my books in other stores around.
Chautauqua Institution's going to be calling you?
Yes. Or I have to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I have them in a couple of stores in Westfield. I'm hoping that the coffee shop will put the local books in. Yeah, so there you go.
Very good. Well, Shannon Reber Seachrist has been our guest today. And folks, if you're interested, just like all my other local writers and authors, check them out. It sounds like fun. I got to read this book. So it's a good read, I hope. So if you like fantasy, right? And a little bit of scariness in there, just a little touch.
Just a little bit, just a little.
It sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, folks, as you know, we are here every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. We're going to be here once again next week, so stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. Shannon, thanks for being our guest today.
Thank you.
And good luck on your sales with your books. And keep writing and keep in touch. I'll see you around there, I'm sure.
Oh,
all right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Get those flowers growing and picking those vegetables, and check out the farmers markets. There's books there too. So we'll see you next time. I'm Doc Hamels. Take care. Bye now. There. How do we do?